Hi again. It is 4 o'clock, so we are getting started with Wonder Sparks DIY Puppet Craft. Woo! All right. Let me get settled in here. Hi, everyone. I am Christina with Wonder Spark Puppets. Welcome to today's DIY Puppet Craft. We are doing Farm Week this week. So all of our DIY crafts are going to be dealing with farm animals and things like, I think we have a visitor. Hold on. Okay. Yes, welcome everyone. The princess herself. She made a grand entrance. Say hello, everyone. Okay, that's enough. I guess she'll be joining us in the background. Sorry about that. Okay, let's really get started. So it's Farm Week. All of our DIY crafts are going to be dealing with farm animals. So today we're making this really fun dancing chicken. And we're making this chicken out of our hand prints as well. So it's going to be really fun. Let's go over our supply list. Okay. So first of all, you're going to need some construction paper. Mostly what I've used today is orange and red. So if you have those two colors, you're probably set to go, or you can make your chicken whatever colors you want. So here I've got a nice piece of red and a nice piece of orange. And we're also going to want some just regular old printer paper. It also occurred to me that you could probably use a paper plate for this. We're going to be dealing with a nice round shape. I think the paper plate is a little small because my hands are a little bit bigger. So I might stick with using the printer paper for the body of my chicken, but I'll show you how to use a plate as well if you want to do that for another option. You'll need some scissors. You'll need a glue stick. You will need some markers or crayons. I didn't do too much decorating with the markers or crayons. This is more for tracing our hands. Okay, so markers might be a little messy for this. If you want to grab a pencil or a crayon, that might work. I mean, it will work. All right, and then you'll need a chopstick or a pencil. And that's going to be how you control your puppet. You'll also need some strong tape or some masking tape. I have this blue masking tape. It's pretty strong and it works pretty well for me. So that's what I'm going to use. And then if you have them, you can always use some Googley Eyes. I happen to have lots of them, but you can always draw on your own eyes. Okay, with that, we are ready to get started. So if you wanted to use a paper plate, I'm going to show you because this is a good sample to show you the shape that we're going to work with to make our puppet's body. So all you're going to do is fold your paper plate right in half. And if you want to use paper instead, just hold on for a second and we'll do that next. So you're just going to fold the paper plate in half and cut it right down the middle. And because I have a feeling that most of your hands are smaller than my hands, that this should be a good size and shape for your chicken puppet. Okay, so we've got this half circle here. What we're going to end up doing is, if we fold it right down the middle and just make a little pinch, we're going to bring those two ends together and we're going to attach it like that. So we're making this cone shape. Okay, so if you want to do that, that's kind of a convenient way to do it. I am going to use my paper with a very similar shape, this half circle, because it's going to give me a little bit bigger of a piece. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a single sheet and show you. So I'm going to hold this paper plate against my paper, but I'm going to make my shape a little bit bigger than this plate. So I'm starting at the very end. Can you see? Yeah. I'm starting at the very corner of the paper. I'm coming up to a nice round dome shape, and then back to the next corner. So it's basically the same. I'm just making it a little bit bigger for my big person hands. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut that out with our scissors. Okay. This is extra. We can set it aside. So now I've got this same half circle shape that we had with our plate. And the same idea. If I take these two corners, kind of find the middle. I made a little bend so I can see where the middle is. And now I'm just going to wrap the two corners around so that they meet each other there on the bottom. And we want to keep this opening here at the top. It doesn't need to be too big, but we don't want to close it all the way up because that's where our control is going to go. So if you see a little bit of a gap here at the top, it's actually a good thing. Okay, so I've got my cone shape, and I'm going to use my glue stick to just glue it together so it's nice and secure. Okay. I'm going to put the glue kind of just right on the corner and go up a little bit. All right, so taking those two, there's a nice glue string there, taking the two corners and bringing them together like that, and leaving a little hole there at the top. Excellent. Okay, and if you want, I have some little extra corners here. I'm just going to trim that so that my cone is nice and round at the bottom. Okay, and this is the body of my chicken or hen. We call them hand print hens because next we're going to trace our hand prints for the little wings of our chicken or hen. Okay, so tracing can be a little tricky. So I would recommend a crayon or a pencil. I'm going to use a marker so that you can really see the outline that I'm making. Here we go. Ooh, somebody's having some fun outside. Okay. And I'm not going to go all the way down to the wrist. I'm going to stop right about here. So there's going to be a flat part of the shape that I trace. Okay. Going all the way around each of my fingers. I'm keeping my hand nice and still, and I do want to have my fingers spread out a little bit so that the marker can go in between all of my fingers, right? If I put my hand on the paper like this, I'm not going to be able to get in between my fingers. So we're going to have them spread a little bit, and it makes them look nice and wing-like as well. Okay. Actually, I'm going to trace the same hand because once you cut it out, you won't be able to tell. Okay. As long as we have two hand prints is what we need because we need two wings for our hens. Okay. Ta-da! So now we're ready to cut these out. So I'm going to use these techniques. Oh, look, I got nice and messy. See, I got marker all over my hands. So maybe a pencil would be a better option. But you guys know I like getting messy. All right. So I'm going to use Z's technique and do my big cuts first. I'm going to go all the way around both of the hands. And then we're going to get right in there in between those fingers. Ooh. Making my big cuts so that I have two manageable shapes to deal with. And now I'm going to cut right around all of those fingers. So for Farm Week, we are getting ready for a very special show on Friday, the Little Red Hen. Don't forget, Friday at 11 a.m. we're always live streaming a free puppet show. So this week we have a Little Red Hen. It's going to be awesome. So be sure and check that out. And if you can't make it live, those recordings of the puppet show are up for a full week until we do the next one. So I think right now you can still see last week's show, which would be the Billy Goat's Gruff. Very cute one. Okay, there's one. We can get rid of that extra. Got one more shape to cut out, one more hand print. Made a little tear on one of my fingers. I might have to tape that up. So another reason why I like this puppet is, y'all know I like these kind of fun, dancy legs that we're gonna make. And chickens are always funny, as Chad likes to say. They're always funny. There's something about them. They're just a funny animal, so I was happy to make this funny chicken puppet with you all. All right, got one more line to go. Here we go. Okay, excellent. So these are gonna be my wings, and I'm gonna go ahead and do one more thing. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna take the little scrap of red paper that I had. You might need to get another piece of red paper for this if you ran out of room, but that's okay. I'm gonna take my 3 fingers, and not all the way, I'm just gonna trace 3 little domes, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I've got my marker once again. I'm taking my number 3 right here, and I'm just gonna go around the ends of my fingers. Something like that. I didn't go that close to my fingers. I left it a little bit poofy, but that's okay. We just kind of want these 3 little little shapes to go on the top of our funny chicken's head. And I'm cutting that out as well. Okay. Now we can set that aside. And you know what? There is one more thing that we need for our red paper for. Probably need another piece by this point, but I'll see if we can get this little, I thought I knew what it was called, but now I'm blanking. So, but they have the little dangly red thing. Somebody's probably gonna put it in the comments, so look for it there. Okay. The way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get rid of some of my extra paper. I am going to fold my red paper in half. If you need another piece by this point, that's totally fine. But we won't need that much. I'm basically gonna make a really small heart shape. So I'm folding my paper in half, and I'm drawing half of the heart, so that when I cut it out, I have a full heart. But it's not gonna be a heart. We're gonna turn it upside down, and it's gonna be the little dangly part of our chicken. Okay. Onward! Let's go ahead and make the beak, and then we can glue on all of the features of our puppet, and we'll come back and make the legs. Okay. Let's grab, yeah, this is good. Got my sheet of orange, and I'm gonna cut off a little piece. I don't need that much for the beak. So I'm just going to cut a little rectangle, and once again I'm folding it in half. And I will just make a little triangle using the fold. So starting at the fold, I'm going to go up to a point and then back down like that. And I'll cut that out, and then we'll have a nice chicken beak. Just like that. All right, now let's get to gluing all these fun things onto our chicken or hen. First thing I'm gonna do is the wings. We're gonna put one on either side. And for me, with my little handprints, I'm gonna put the thumbs toward the top. That's just my preference. You don't have to do it like that. So I'm gonna use my glue stick and glue them on either side. I'm gonna put the glue right along this straight part right there. All right. And I can push in between my 2 fingers inside the cone so that we can get it nice and stuck on there. Same thing with the other one. Oh, I want to glue the other side. Okay. So I'm going to have the thumb sticking up once again. Okay, now these are a little far back, so I'm going to adjust them a little bit so we can see these wings. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And if you find that they're kind of flopping backwards, we can make a little fold so that they can be a little flappy. There we go. All right. Now we're going to take our 3 little dome shapes that we made and we're going to glue that right to the top, like a little chicken crown. There we go. This one you might need a helper for because we have a cone shape. It's not flat, so it's a little hard to get it to stick. But we can put our hand inside the little cone and push down for a couple seconds. I'm gonna count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. There we go. And now let's get our beak. And I'm gonna take the folded part and just kind of brush it across my glue. And we're going to glue that on, kind of right in the middle. And I'm going to, again, push down. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And I'm going to fold the beak a little so it looks nice and beaky. Okay. Oh, it's not sticking. Let's try one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Whew. There we go. It's looking pretty funny already, so I'm enjoying that. All right. We have our little wobbly red thing. And that's going to go right underneath the beak, upside down. Okay. Alrighty. Let's put on our googly eyes. If you don't have googly eyes, you can just take your marker, black marker, and draw some eyes or whatever color you want. But I've got some googly eyes, so I am going to use them. These are peel and stick, so I will peel them off and stick them on. Okay, let's make our, okay, we're gonna set the main part of our little hen aside. We're gonna quickly make some fun dangly legs. So I'm going to go back to my orange paper and I'm going to cut 2 strips. Let's see, I guess about ½ an inch thick, something like that. Just like that. And if you want to take a ruler and draw a line first and make sure you get it nice and straight, you can do that, and then you can just cut along that line. But I'm going to be wild and I'm just going to cut it without drawing a line first. There we go. 1, and we need 2 legs, so let's make that second leg about the same width. Watch your fingers. Okay. Now we're going to do our fun little accordion fold. So I'm going to take a little square here at the end and fold my strip of paper over. Then I'm going to fold it over again about the same amount. So we're going to go one way and then the other way. One way and then the other way. Back and forth. We're folding about the same amount every time. Okay, so that when we open it up, there we go. We get nice springy, dangly legs. And we're going to do the same thing with our other strip. If you need an adult for this, go ahead and ask. I've had lots of practice making this little fold, so I've got it down by now. All right, so we've got our 2 legs. Let's make our little feet. Again, I'm gonna just take a smaller piece. We're going to use our folding trick one more time, and this time we're just going to cut out basically a little oval shape, just so we can have some cute little feet, or an egg shape if you like, because we're dealing with hens. All right, and we're cutting it out because we folded our paper. Both of our little ovals or egg shapes are going to be the exact same size and shape. So let's glue those to the bottom. I'm going to put just a little dot of glue on one side of each of these little ovals. And I'm going to glue one of the strips of paper to each little oval. Those are our little chicken feet. We are now ready to attach our legs and feet to the body. So I'm going to take the last little fold that I made. I'm going to brush it on the glue, and I'm going to hold it to the inside of my chicken body. Pushing it down for a couple seconds and doing the same with the other leg, just brushing across the glue and pressing it on the inside of our little chicken. Ta-da! Okay, super cute, super funny. But what's the last thing we have to do? We have to make it a puppet, right? So that is where our chopstick or our pencil comes in, and that's why we wanted to leave that little hole at the top. All right. So this might be a little tricky to show you. This is also where you're going to want your strong tape. So since I don't have an assistant with me, I only have two hands, I'm going to go ahead and tear off my tape so that I have it ready to go. So we're going to go inside the puppet and out through the top, not all the way. So I've still got a little bit of the stick inside the cone, and so I'm going to tape that part of the stick inside the cone. Okay, and I'm pushing it against kind of where the front of the chicken's face is, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to tape it down, and then I'll show you what I've done. Taking my tape, going inside the cone, and taping that stick or pencil down. Okay, yeah. So if you see inside, there's my nice bright blue tape, and it's holding that stick in place inside the cone, the body of my chicken. Ta-da! And there we have it. I'm gonna fold this little wing a little bit as well, make them nice and floppy. There we go. So we've got some floppy little wings, we've got some wobbly little legs, and our chicken is ready to bounce around our farm. All right. Something else I thought that was really cute about these puppets is because they have these cute little dangly legs. I did it in the video at the very end, our little promo video that we did today. So after you're done bopping around, they can sit on something, and their cute little legs can dangle off. And I think it's funny and cute. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed making these hand print hens for Farm Week. Join us again tomorrow. It will be our 100th of these DIY puppet videos. We really hope that you've been enjoying them. So after tomorrow, after our 100th episode of the DIY videos, we are going to be changing our content a little bit for the month of July. So that new schedule is posted on Facebook, so we're still gonna have lots of cool stuff for you and your family to watch, but it's going to be a little bit different than what it has been so far. So check out Facebook for that schedule. You might still see me around. I believe some of my videos that I've been working on are gonna be featured as part of Wonder Sparks content. So look out for those, look out for all kinds of fun puppet content coming your way. As always, check out our website. We are wondersparkpuppets.com. You can buy merch, you can sign up for membership programs, or you can buy a puppet telegram or a puppet chat, a live puppet chat. And you can also enter to win a raffle to win your very own live stream puppet show. So, always exciting things happening at wondersparkpuppets.com. Thank you again for joining us for Farm Week, and we'll see you tomorrow for our 100th episode. And after that, look out for more fun, exciting content this summer. Thanks, everyone. Bye.